Hi, I'm Alan, and I'm driven to know. Now, it's been a couple, 3 months almost, since I last visited with y'all, and you're probably wondering, where have you been? What have you been doing? Have you been sick? Did you die and have come back to life like the Revenant? No. I've been busy. Very, very busy. One of the advantages of being unemployed is you have a lot of time. And I've been spending my time doing lots and lots of cleaning up and throwing away of things. I had to clean out the house that I used to live in, along with my wife. And I'd gotten most of that stuff out of there, but there was still some stuff there. So I spent a good part of January doing that. And then I got busy at the end of January and continuing even now cleaning out my parents' hoarder barn, I guess you might want to call it that. The building where they had all their stuff. And I have probably hauled off over the last 3 months, a good 4,000 pounds worth of stuff. And as a result of having to move things around and having limited storage space, I wasn't able to really do any filming in here in my office. It's still a little cluttered, but it's way better than it was. It was quite tragically cluttered earlier, where you couldn't even move around. So that's what I've been doing since almost the beginning of January, and I'm still in the process of. I have been cleaning up and throwing away things. It is therapeutic. It's difficult. It is sometimes traumatizing because it brings up memories. All this stuff are things that I have had some kind of relationship with over the years because it either belonged to me or it belonged to my parents, and it brings up memories, and sometimes those are good memories. Sometimes those are bad, dark, depressing memories. But, memories are memories, and it's good to remember things. I'm also finding tools and other items that I had wondered what I had done with, where they were, and that's helpful as well. But that's what I've been doing. I have not dropped off the face of the earth. I'm not hanging on by the last blade of grass. I'm here. I've been in Victoria at the house 98% of the time, except when I have to go get the mail, or a couple times I had to go to the grocery store. But that's what I've been doing. That's where I've been. Hopefully I can get back on schedule now with producing videos, since I now have some room to work in my office. It was quite the mess, and I'm glad that I have reduced the messiness. It's not where I want it yet, but it's getting much closer to where I want it to be. Now, also, we survived the big freeze. It was cold. Oddly enough, all the years I lived in Oklahoma, 4.5 years of Oklahoma, it never got any colder than it did here recently with our Texas freeze out. The main difference being that the coldest day I remember up there was, the high temperature was 14 degrees, but it didn't get below zero. The only time I've been in below zero temperatures was one time in Fort Worth. It got down to 0, and that's cold. But we survived the cold. I managed to secure all my pipes and such so that nothing froze, nothing broke, nothing exploded from the internal pressure of frozen water. We came through that all pretty well. We didn't lose as much power as most people did, but we had about 18 hours total of no power, usually at night when we were asleep and when it was really super cold. But we survived that in good order. According to what my wife has told me, we are also on track to be getting a call about getting a vaccination sometime this month. Woohoo! I'm ready to get vaccinated, so I don't have to be quite so anxious about what's going on around me and the people I come in contact with. Anxiety has always been a problem I've had. I did not realize that's what it was called for a long time. I just talked about fear and being afraid, but the reality is I have anxiety, and I can be very anxious sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't even really need to have a quote cause. I just get anxious, and I'm glad that I'll have one less thing to be anxious about after I get my COVID shot and after my wife gets her COVID shot. So that's a good thing. Well, let me see if there's anything else I need to tell y'all about as I'm thinking about what I've been doing and where I've been and what's been going on. We have successfully transitioned into a new presidential administration. I don't know about you, but I like calm, boring politics. Couldn't say that after January the 6th. That was terrifying. That was also part of the reason why I didn't generate enough forward momentum to do anything before I got busy with my project, because I have never experienced anything like that in my lifetime. And, I'm not the youngest person around, I'm not the oldest person around, but I'm 60 years old, and nothing like that has ever happened in my lifetime. So I'm still upset about that. And I'm still upset that there are a lot of politicians out there who are involved in this on the wrong side, who are apparently they're just acting like no big deal. Hey, we're just going to move on. Everything is groovy. I'm talking about several Texas politicians that I'm not going to name because I just don't really feel like getting into a heated comment argument about these particular individuals right now. What else has been going on? Well, after we got over the cold wave and welcomed a certain senator back to the state, he had to leave, I guess, go take a trip. Welcomed him back. Just waiting for some financial assistance from Uncle Joe and the American Rescue Plan. We've been getting by, but the pickings are getting mighty thin right now. Fortunately, I've been able to sell a few things. I sold some rods and some reels here a while back that belonged to my dad, just the other day, as a matter of fact, not a while back. And I was pleased with what I got for that. And just things are not as bad as they could be, but they could be pretty dire here pretty quick if we don't get a little assistance out here in the land of the once frozen Texans. Well, I'm Alan. I'm driven to know, and I want to encourage you to click and subscribe if you have not done so already. I also would like to remind you that I'll have a link to my PayPal account if you'd like to send some money my way, because even though I've been gone for 3 months, I'm not going to take that big a break again unless I get sick or something, traumatic occurs. That's why I'm Alan, and I'm driven to know, and you be too.